Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Guess who it is? It's your trusted GM, Brian, welcoming you to another episode of our Dragon's Demand run-through. And I got to tell you, just like the last episode, this one's got our heroes' balls in a vice. Can I say that? Of course I can say it's my show. I'll say whatever I want to say. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one particular episode unravels. I know I've been hinting at, and this is kind of like a segue, but I've been hinting at for quite some time that we will be recording our homebrew Delta Green scenario, Gaslight. And we have been. We've already got a couple episodes in the can, but what I don't want to do is release any of them until the entire AP is done. And myself and Ratke and Chris, we get together on the days that we normally don't record or do anything, and we get together and start banging this thing out. And I think after 2 days in a row of doing a couple of hours of Delta Green and a couple hours of Delta Green and Dragon's Demand, I think we all just kind of hit a point of burnout. And I know Radke had to do a home game like the next day, and he was pretty wiped. But we are getting that all together for all you listeners out there, and I hope you're all looking forward to it. I know I'm looking forward to getting it out there to everyone, and I hope you guys all enjoy it as much as I enjoyed running it and they enjoyed playing it. So I'm not going to waste any more time, but if you guys want to write into the show, remember, rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com. I answer all the emails. I look forward to seeing all your comments on our YouTube channel at rollthehard20. And every time somebody writes in, I usually respond. If not, one of the other players will write in, usually under one of their characters' names, which is kind of cool. Don't forget, follow us on any one of our social media footprints. We're out there. And leave us a 5-star rating and review on whatever podcast you listen to the show on. Because yes, it does help. And I think it's doing wonders for the show now. So we're done. So warm up your dice. Top off your glasses. Roll the Hard 20 podcast presents episode 55 of our Dragon's Demand run-through. Grell problems. Enjoy.
I'm not sure if you're making up some of these names or not, but they sound good.
Yeah, man, you got to have a church burner on 4th of July.
Oh my god.
Is that like a particular firework or something?
Yeah, the scooter rod, the old do's or do's or do's or don'ts.
Okay. You got the deuce gobbler and all that other shit going on too?
Yeah. Army tanks.
Are you quoting Joe Dirt?
Yes.
Is that from Joe Dirt?
I'm new. I don't know what to do.
It's not what you like. It's what the consumer likes.
I love that movie's awesome, man.
So happy 4th of July. How's it going?
Happy 4th.
And as for you listeners, we're sorry with this. You won't get this till well after 4th of July, but Feliz Navidad.
Happy birthday, America.
You know, I was playing Elden Ring the other day. In fact, it was yesterday. And just getting ready to get into a boss fight. And the lightning struck and everything. And we had a power outage right as I was like, I brought my ash summons and everything. I was ready to do this. And the whole thing went, I'm like, oh no, fuck.
That's no bueno.
Yeah, it sucked.
That is one good thing about D&D. I mean, besides what we're doing right now, but at a table.
This might be bad.
Fucking light a candle.
We're watching the clouds. We're going to make sure we don't have any problems.
Need to put a whole home generator in.
Nah, it'd be too much money to do that. Dude,
it's not.
It is.
It's not. I looked for mine. I can put a natural gas Jenny in for like $3,000.
They don't run natural gas in this neighborhood.
Yeah. We have tons of natural gas here. Tons.
Everything in Florida runs off stolen copper wiring.
And stolen manhole covers.
Jeez.
Usually created out of catalytic converters that have been cut out of the bottom of a Prius. I don't know why they don't take one out of a Tacoma. It's much higher, but it's not easier. That I'm condoning.
Well, I'm glad they are not taking it out of the Tacomas.
Yeah.
Or the Jeeps.
Every single ad you hear, they're just like, you better be there Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. If you're not there, you better be in jail. And if you're in jail, break out.
Wow.
It's a wild, wild west down here,
Sunday
baby.
Fun Day a little earlier. I think we just lost Valid here.
He's in incognito mode.
He's out.
I might have hit the wrong button. There we
jokes
go.
or what?
Oh, sorry. Bring it down.
He didn't want us to see the faces he was making.
Sorry.
It's his
I know
O face.
So are we ready to play some
Yeah.
Dragon's Domain?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's do this. Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. It is I, your trusted game master, Brian, welcoming you to another episode of our Dragon's Domain run through, and with me, the Hard Slingers. Thank you for dedicating your 4th of July independence, including Copper. Appreciate it, Copper. So you guys had left the town of Belhaim, heading north, trying to locate Hunclay's cave that you'd heard rumored about by Methesic, one of his servants. In the process of after doing all the stuff that you've done, you started heading up there. You found a clearing that was against a face of a cliff, and you saw that at the back of this cliff was a pond of water with a fissure leading into the side of the cave, and several large dire wolves blocking it. You saw the dead body of Methesic, as well as the other two servants, Saba and Linus. Neither one of them really had anything of value on them. After dispatching with the dire wolves, you then decided it was time to go in and explore this fissure. I explained, I think it was 10 feet wide at its base, and goes to a point approximately, I think, 12 feet above. And you guys started entering the water as I described. I think I described that it goes in for about, I think I said maybe 15 feet, and then you could see it curve to the northwest.
Mm-hmm.
What was your marching order? I think, Dempsey, you were up front, right?
Yes.
As per usual.
Yeah, and then I have Dempsey, Warren, Valadier, with Tommy on Valadier's back.
That sounds right.
Okay. Dempsey, describe for me what you would like to do as you start stepping into this water, which continues to get deeper and deeper.
What's the light situation as we walk into the cave?
It goes from outside light to getting very dim to almost darkness as you see it angle towards the northwest.
All right. I think before it gets too...
and imagine you're 15 feet from that curvature. So you're 5 feet into the fissure, which is into the water itself, which is about 4 feet deep, about nipple high.
Ooh, so before it gets too deep and does the pack, Dempsey will pull out a torch and he'll just kind of gesture to Warren and be like, "Would you mind, Mr. Magic?"
Oh, just kind of flick a finger at it and it lights.
So he kind of holds it out in front of him and he just waves the others in behind him and he just keeps walking in, sort of using the torch like a flashlight to, make sure there's no spiders jumping on us or anything.
Okay. You see
Please
that
don't give the DM any ideas.
You see that the sides of this cavern are really jagged. It looks natural. You see that the fissure where it had closed to about 2 feet at the face of the mountain, as you look up, you see it actually starts to widen almost to the same width as what you're going through, which is about 10 feet. It ranges between 7 to 10, with the water remaining consistent. Like I said, about 15 feet away from you, you see that it curves to the northwest. Is that which direction you're heading?
Nope. So he'll just give a look at the guys behind him and keep walking in.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind, regardless of the lighting situation, I can still see 120 feet in front of us where sightlines allow.
Okay. Remind me of anything that you may want to view so I can let you know. So as you get to the corner of this turn, you see that it goes for about 20 feet, and then it turns to the north.
All right. So I think we should all get up to the corner and then move to the next corner and then move further just so we kind of group.
Okay. So you've moved up to the first corner that goes to the northwest. You see that it goes down. You go to the 20 feet to where it turns to the north. Then you
Are there any like spider webs or anything like that? Does it look like somebody has recently been through here or?
No, you really don't see anything, in fact. But you do notice that the air seems to be getting a little warmer. Perhaps it's getting a little more staler. seems to be more humid. You notice that that the water also seems to be getting a little more shallow as you start moving that final, around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see maybe 30 feet in front of you, there appears to be a sand island against the far wall with 4 objects, 3 smaller ones and a larger one. The 3 smaller ones are probably about 2 feet to a side. The larger ones maybe 3.5 feet, maybe 4 on its side. And you see that this portion of the cavern is much more jagged. But from
Nice.
where you are around that corner, it's difficult to tell what those objects are.
So
Because
Dempsey's
the air's starting to get more humid, more thick.
I'm gonna move like 8 feet up and let the other guys come in so they can look, and I'll just kind of get a look around, kind of
Okay.
get
And
their
these
beat on it.
and these objects are how far away from us as we come around that corner?
They're probably about 20, 25 feet away from you on
Okay.
on like a body of sand that's against the far wall. And you could tell that as at the end of this tunnel, it looks like the room widens out. So from where you see through your narrow vision, you could tell that it's widening, but you can't see how wide until you get to the end of the 20 feet. And actually, I'm sorry, the far wall is probably about 40 feet away. I'm sorry, maybe 60 feet away, because
Okay.
the hallway you're going through is 20, and then it looks like it's another 40 feet to wherever this sand is with these objects. So from where you
Okay.
are, it's about 60 feet from the corner. But
Okay.
that hallway is 20 feet.
Can I get a general silhouette of these objects from where I'm standing?
Go and make a perception check. It's very difficult because the air is so thick with steam, just from the humidity of the water, because it's gradually getting warmer and warmer.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was getting that warm.
Like a hot
An
tub?
8.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like a hot tub kind of, but it's more so probably because there's little ventilation in here, so everything's just kind of swampy.
Mm-hmm. That was a total of an 8, so I'm
An
assuming
8.
I cannot see
You can-
anything through the steam.
Now you make out the objects, and you could tell that they're there, but it's difficult to tell what they are from this distance, even though you do have your dark vision. It's not a dark vision thing that's inhibiting you from making out these items.
Okay. Curious that it's getting so warm in here. There must be some like hot springs nearby.
We should all
Well,
take a
the
schwitz.
It's a schwitz.
Father Hammerband, how you be doing back there? I've always like imagined like me kind of like adjusting him as we're going.
Like walking through Disneyland with your child on your back.
Yeah, like a piggyback ride.
A really large, well-armored child.
Valadir,
Well,
what's
he's got to be
the
partially buoyant in this water, right?
what's the water situation here? When can you put me down? I'm tired of being on your back.
It's quite warm. If you'd like to take dip.
Oh, I'm not worried about the temperature. If you haven't noticed, I'm pretty short. I don't want to drown here today.
And we have shoreline just right ahead.
Well,
Well,
let's
I
move.
said it's gradually getting more shallower. It's probably about between 2.5 to 3 feet deep now.
All right, Valadir, what can I hop off? Am I going to drown here?
You won't drown. Just don't
Okay.
lie down in puddle.
Okay. Thank you. I'd hop off his back.
All right.
Finally.
And I'm sure he appreciates that.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
No problem.
You just gave him his cardio for the day.
Close my rings.
Nice.
Let's I'll kind of like tap Dempsey on the shoulder and kind of like motion ahead and say, let's go cautiously.
Okay. So I'll move ahead, and I'm gonna approach. Can I get a perception just to see if there's any? If this is Hunclay's like special area, I would think he'd have
I'm
some kind of
assuming you're
traps or
still
something.
in the
Mhm.
20 feet of corridor before it expands out. So tell me
Yeah, I'm
where
gonna-
you are along that 20 feet, or if you actually go beyond the 20 feet.
So Dempsey wants to walk ahead and pretty much get to where he's coming out onto the sandbar.
Okay, so the sandbar area is 40 feet away from the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
you're
he's gonna
so
move
part of the
60
directly
feet.
in. Mhm.
Okay.
part of the room is even submerged.
Yes.
Okay.
From what you can tell, the sandbar area, it looks maybe 15 feet on a side.
Mm-hmm.
So, just so you know, for the depth of the water, this would be considered difficult terrain. So
Okay.
your first move, it's going to take you so many feet, and then
Mhm.
your second movement will take you another feet. So I'm imagining right now you're at the mouth where it expands out. So let me give you some description of what you're seeing. As you approach the opening of this large cavernous room, you see that as you look around, it's approximately 40 feet to a side. Like I said, with the back half, there's a sandbar. It's maybe 15 feet off the wall, with those 4 objects, 3 small ones and a one that's a little bit bigger. And you notice the walls are very jagged. As you look around, you notice that on the ceiling there are all these stalactites of different sizes and jagged configurations and diameters. Basically, as the steam kind of moves up, which is just coming up out of the water, because the air just seems to be getting thicker, it almost shrouds the ceiling above you. But you could occasionally make it out as the steam kind of swirls about.
Be careful. There could be anything waiting to come down on us. And he's like,
I will gesture at Dempsey's torch, and I will use my control flames cantrip to double its brightness
Okay.
and see if we can maybe make something out on the roof of the ceiling here.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check as you increase the brightness. Tell me what you want to do.
That is an 18.
An 18?
Mm-hmm.
You see that the entire ceiling appears to be very jagged, very wet looking, though.
Okay. But we don't see anything that untoward that's hiding in the stalagmites. I can never remember which ones are hanging on the ceiling.
Tight.
C is ceiling.
Not from what you can tell right now.
All right. And we don't hear breathing. It's just like water dripping, weird
Yep,
stuff.
just water dripping. You know, like I said, you see some of these stalactites. They're probably about 6 inches in diameter to as big as 5 feet in diameter, hanging down and stuff.
Are there stalactites coming up through the water?
No.
Damn, I want to like pick up a guy and just shove him onto one.
No,
It's like a
nothing
fucking
like that.
Van Damme movie. Yeah, I want to move in. I want to go check out what these objects are. Are there, once I get there, I definitely want to look at the sand, see if there's any like arcane doodly doo there.
Okay, as you draw closer to the sandbar, are you drawing closer by yourself, or what's everybody? Where's everybody at? Okay, you start making your way about halfway across the room, and you can see that these 4 objects, the 3 smaller ones, appear to be chests. The larger one appears to be a larger chest made of wood, iron banded, and you notice there appears to be 3 objects kind of partially buried in the sand. They have a dull white coloristic to them.
Do they look like skeletons or
They
bones?
do actually. They look
do?
like bones.
I'll use my mage hand and very gently sweep some of the
Bury
sand
them.
off.
Bury them.
Sweep some of the sand off while standing about like 10 feet away.
Okay.
So that I can see, we can see maybe some more of the nature of the bones. Does it look like they died with their equipment? Does it look like they're like dwarf, elf, halfling, human bones? What's
Well, as you begin to uncover the first skeleton, you can tell that it had some form of armor and trousers on. You see that one of its limbs is missing, whatever the arm area was at, and you see an old rusted sword beside it. As you go to the next one, you see literally the lower part of its torso is completely gone. As you get to the third one, you see that all that's left is like the lower part of the rib cage and the legs. No arms, at all. And as you're doing this investigation, you begin to feel the air kind of swirl about you, almost as though something's moving rather quickly, almost fanning the air. And you feel these tentacles begin to come down from the ceiling from behind the largest stalactite as these appendages begin to move down towards you guys. And let's roll some initiative.
Oh, God. I think I know what this
Yes. Natty 19, bitch.
Oh, natty 19. Valadier.
16.
Tommy.
18.
Nice.
Dempsey.
21.
Warren.
4.
Oh, shit. Okay, so
Rolled a natural 1.
roll a nat 1.
Too bad you're not a halfling. I could re-roll
Right.
it.
Actually, I don't think initiative falls under the category of the of rerolling ones.
Brian's a nice GM. He'd let you.
No, I don't. And no, I'm not.
I was gonna say he is not.
Dempsey, as you're taking into account these 4 objects on the sand, you see Warren begin to sweep away magically the sands that are covering up these skeletons. And almost to your horror, you see that these things have been something's lunch. And as you're looking at that, you see Warren step back. You see these tentacles begin to come down from the ceiling. What would you like to do?
I think he's hyper aware because he knew there was going to be something here. So he was looking at the skeletons just ready on edge. So that's why he saw this. I'm just going to take the dodge action, honestly. I'm going to try to draw the attack. Like, bring it. Come on, you slimy motherfucker. And he's just going to just get ready to juke and jive on these things. But he's going to try to draw it to him so the range people can.
Okay. Do me a favor, roll a straight D20. What do you got?
Natural 1, my friend.
Okay. Tommy, you are pervy to this as well. Pervy? Privy to
Pervy?
this?
He's pretty perfect.
He's
Father
Yeah,
Hammer
he
Bear,
has-
he's pretty pervy.
I've read
he's
his
got
private
some
chat.
ideas with those tentacles there.
Yes. What would you like to do, Toby?
How far am I from Dempsey?
I'm going to leave that up to you because you guys are kind of ambiguous, you and Valadier, where you guys were at. I know that Dempsey and Warren they said they were about 10 feet away from the sandbar.
So I'd say Valadier and I are probably still at the mouth of this cavern.
Okay.
Do you agree, Valadier?
Yep.
Okay. Make sure I'm not speaking for
Okay.
you.
No, you're
You're
fine.
talking about the mouth outside.
No, yeah,
not
yeah.
that far
Outside this
out.
motherfucker.
Good luck to you.
We'll make sure the wolves don't come back.
And can I tell, with my dark vision, do I have a better view from where I'm at of what this is coming down from the ceiling?
No, and it's not a matter of dark vision as it is obscured vision because of the mist.
the mist.
Yeah, even though it's swirling about, whatever it is up there hasn't fully made itself present. You just know that something's coming down.
I can see tentacles, though, right?
You can.
Okay, I'd like to cast my light cantrip on one of the tentacles, see if I can illuminate that creature more.
Oh, can you put light on something that's living if it doesn't want it to?
I don't know about if it doesn't want to. You have to make a dex save. So if you pass the dex save, you miss the spell. You avoid it.
Let's see here.
That sounds right.
For the light cantrip,
Let's see.
you touch one object.
Oh, it's touch.
is-
Never mind. It's touch. I'm not within range.
Okay,
of
yeah,
it.
I was like, that's kind of
Nope,
strange.
never
I
mind.
cast light on the demon's eyeball and blind him.
No, I don't want to blind him, but you can. Okay, so it doesn't matter. It's touch. Okay, so I am going to. I can still see the tentacle, though, right?
Tentacles.
Tentacles. I can see at least one of them as unobscured.
It's coming down into the thinner portion of the air, and you can see them. You can see two of them starting to come down.
Okay, I'm gonna cast my guiding bolt.
Nice.
Oh,
That is an 18,
Oh, you managed to hit whatever that was.
Hell yes.
and I'm casting the level 2 version of that spell, which is 5d6, and that is going to be 19 points of radiant damage.
All right. You see one of the tendrils begin to sizzle back a little. And to address what we rolled, Dempsey, you rolled a 1. I rolled a 6. So that does not take you out of the loop. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Dempsey, you are first on the attack as you see one of these tentacles begin to come down towards you.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Because I'm doing
he's
dodge.
dodging.
Okay. That will miss.
Yes.
The second one will go towards Valadir. Gonna warm these things up. Come on, Valadir.
Get them 20s on it.
It's 15.
15. I think that will hit. 15 hits.
15 hits. Okay. Sorry, I gotta find my fucking dice here.
2 testicles coming down, slimy.
Not bad. Sorry, listeners. Oh, for 12 points of damage, and you're grappled at this point. And I need you to make a con save.
Ooh. That's going to be a 6.
6. You begin to feel this ooze start to seep in to your bloodstream for 2 points of damage. And I'm going to need you to make that save again on your next turn, as well as try to break this restrained condition. Valadir. What a coincidence. So, go ahead and make your save, your con save first.
All right. Come on, baby. 10.
Got this.
10?
Yes.
Oh, that fails again. For another 2 points, and I need you to make a strength check to break free of your restrained condition.
Come on. Get something better. That's going to do 15.
15. You managed to break free of this tentacled appendage as it once held you. You plop back down 3 feet back into the water. I don't think you have any other moves left. Do you have anything else you can do?
I think freeing myself was my action, isn't it? If I move away, wait, I'm prone, right? Or standing up in the water?
Well, in the water, I'd almost imagine you're probably plopped down, so you'd have to stand back up.
Okay, then I'll use my movement to stand up.
Warren.
So we're seeing Warren probably engrossed with these skeletons, and then suddenly, like, this flurry of activity happens. And, like,
Yeah, and you see
rolls
this
around.
large, bulbous brain-like entity with these tentacles hanging from beneath it begin to slowly descend as it starts to take attacks at your comrades. This large beak, prepping to maybe get a little wet my bulk, just a little.
Get your
Okay,
beak wet.
but I have a solid target that I can see, right?
He's still partially obscured, but that's just more for flavor than anything else.
Okay. What is directly above him? Is there a stalagmite? that
No,
I
he's
can
like
see?
between them. That's what he was using as
As
cover.
cover?
Yeah, so there's
Okay.
like, imagine just being between teeth of stuff, and that's kind of where he's kind of nestled up into.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's gender.
It.
Pronoun.
Air, gender, Brian.
Right.
You
Right.
should assign pronouns to all your monsters.
I'm going to move as far. I was investigating the skeleton, so I imagine I'm on the sandbar, right?
You were, from what I understood, you were still 10 feet away from the sandbar doing your thing before you actually went up on there. You
Oh,
and Dempsey were
I thought
side by side.
Okay, I thought the skeletons were like up on the sandbar, and I thought I was up there. But no, that's
No, they're on
totally
the
fine.
Well, if I misunderstood, that's fine. But I was just
Okay.
understanding that that they were buried partially on the sandbar, and you were
Mhm.
beside Dempsey, kind of like moving the sand to kind of
Mhm.
see if it was safe to be there, or what these things were, whether they were trapped or not. That's what I thought before you actually
Right. Well,
stepped
yeah.
onto the sandbar.
I just thought I was on the camera doing it. I will step onto the very edge of the sandbar right next to the water and try to move as far against like the wall, as far away from this thing as possible.
Okay.
And then I'll turn around and launch an Eldritch Blast at it.
Very good.
So that is going to be... that's going to be an 8 to hit.
Is this the same one that Tommy hit with the guiding bolt? Because that'd be advantage.
Well, I was going for the actual creature. I don't.
Oh.
It would be Brian's call whether the advantage from that would kick in.
Yeah, I would let the advantage kick in, just because, I mean, you're not talking about anything like if you say you're hitting the appendage or you're hitting the body.
Okay.
You're hitting the entity. So it's not like saying, well,
Oh,
I aimed for one hit.
Thank you, Tommy. That is a hard 20.
Yeah.
Yes!
All right. There
Right
you
in
go.
for it at Roll the Hard 20 podcast.
You know, I tell these listeners all the time, man. Right in. Roll the Hard 20 podcast at gmail.com. We'll send you out that A die, not his die.
That is 18 points
brother.
of force damage and 2 additional points of fire damage.
All right.
8. Bless.
And with this fire, you see a lot of the steam begin to just melt away. And at this point, you see this large, bulbous creature. It's probably about 5 feet in diameter, with these tendrils hanging down. And it looks like something out of a nightmare. You see the glistening skin of it. Almost looks like a large brain that just defies logic, how it floats and maneuvers in the air. Dempsey, what do you want to do with that information?
So he just looks up and he's like, there you are, my beauty. And the one tentacle is still close.
It
one that
probably
attacked
reeled
Dempsey?
back up after it hit you, because it
Can
missed.
he-
Actually, it missed you, but the one that was on Valadir, that's further away from you.
If I move, can I get towards one of the tentacles? Because I'm assuming I'm not going to be able to get up to the brain.
Yeah, go ahead and move close to the tentacle.
All right, he'll move up, but he's also going to stay. I don't want to be right next to Valadir, because we know how that game plays out. If I can, I want to be on the other side, maybe like as he's moving, he circles, and then he'll go ahead and take his attack. That cool?
Give it to me.
Yeah, I will.
A lot of
That's a 16
gibberish. I
on the
don't
die,
understand
baby.
what the fuck he said, but just roll your die.
All right, that's going to be a 21 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
He doesn't want to accidentally attack a Valadir.
7 damage. Bonus action, 11. 16.
16 will miss.
All right, so one punch, boom. Next punch, the thing kind of slides out.
Kind of
Mhm.
curls up a little. Tommy. Now at this point, you're next to Tommy as well. So we have 3 people that are close to the entrance of this cave.
Mhm.
We got Warren by the sandbar.
I'm going to cast my cantrip Guidance upon Valadir. That's a buff that gives him a D4 add to any number he rolls for ability check.
Which,
Like when he
just
goes to
FYI
save for that poison again, you mean? Or what?
Yeah, so he can
Yeah, it
roll a
works that way.
D4. He adds a D4 and adds the number rolled to one ability check of his choice.
Just FYI, a saving throw is not an ability check.
Yeah.
So there's a specific cantrip for that.
It's not, but if he has an ability check though, like an attack, he would still get that add, would he not?
An attack is not an ability check.
It'd be like survival, perception to those.
Yeah, one of those skills. Yeah.
Okay. Skip that then.
All right.
Okay, is that
Wasted on
tentacles?
I'm cool with it.
Is that tentacle still close to Valadir?
Imagine it's still in motion, because it's not making turns outside of it's not going to make movement outside of its turn. So for the flavor of what it's doing, it's still
Now-
like whoosh, and everybody's kind of moving at the same time that it's doing its thing coming down.
Now, if you were to use guidance on him and he was making a contested roll to like a break, a grapple, or possibly a restrain, where he was using like athletics or even just a a straight strength check, that would absolutely apply.
Yeah, because they're ability checks.
Yeah, but he broke free on his last turn, but he still needs a save on his next turn versus that poison still. So.
Yeah, but he can't use that D4 against a poison check.
No.
Only the grapple. Like if he gets grappled again, then he could use that D4.
Yeah, to the strength check.
So I'm still going to cast it upon him.
Okay.
Yeah.
The guidance cantrip. So Valadier, you can try that. You can make that ability check before or after. Let's see. It can roll the die before or after making the ability check. So when you make the check, your
Decide
choice.
when to use it.
Yep. Okay. And that's only good one time. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. And then the tentacle, I'm going to go ahead and attempt an attack. I'm assuming that the tentacle is still within my reach.
For now, yeah.
Okay. And then I'm going to attack with my Warhammer. It's going to be a 13.
That will miss.
Okay. And then my move action, I'm just going to move like 10 feet away from Valadier.
Now, were you standing beside Valadier?
I was like off to over his left shoulder. So I'm going to move 10 feet to the left.
So you were 10 feet away from the tentacle, though, right?
No, I'm moving now away.
Okay, because it has reach, so it will get an attack of opportunity if you move away.
Oh, shit, that's right. Okay, yeah, I'm staying in place.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll stay in place.
Come on, you can move. There's plenty of room.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll stay where I'm at.
So, from where he's at, he has several targets. Tommy, they're going to get attacked anyways.
Yeah, whatever.
And I'm afraid that 3 is probably going to miss on the die.
Epically.
My second attack will be to Valadier. Good luck again, babe.
All right.
And a 2 on the die. Fuck these dice. I need a little gel to put these things away. There you go.
I just imagine the tentacles coming down and like hitting the water, and it's like splashing up, and like hot water like in your face. You're like, yeah.
Yeah. Valadier, go and make that con save again, please.
14.
14. You begin to shake off this feeling of pain. What else would you like to do during your time?
It's my turn.
Yeah.
All right. I'm actually going to take advantage of the time and cast Cure Wounds upon myself to give me 5 points of heal. And what else can I do? Difficult terrain in the water, correct?
Yes.
I think I'm just going to stay, but I'm going to try to get my scimitars out. Yeah, I could do that instead of my move.
Yep.
Perfect. And I'm just going to stay there.
All right. Warren, you're still on this little sandbar back there watching all this shit go down with your comrades.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna do what I do best and just fire more Eldritch Blasts. I have other spells that I can use, but they're not exactly enclosed, environment friendly like this.
Fireball it. I think it'd be fine.
Oh, I'm sure
Electricity
it would
would be even better.
How tall are the
Black Knight's
ceilings?
coming down.
Does an 18 hit?
That will hit.
Sweet. That is 8 points of force damage and additional 2 points of fire damage.
All right.
You get a second Eldritch Blast at what, 5th level?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Do you want to move or you want to stay there?
I'm gonna stay here.
Dempsey, at this point, the tendril has already recoiled back up. You figure that every time it's missing, it's coming back up. The only time it's going to maybe hang around is if it actually makes contact and sticks around somebody. Think of it more like a whip.
So if it's out of his reach, you didn't do light, did you, Tommy? I was thinking I could just throw the fucking torch at it.
No, I did not.
Yeah, I got no ranged. Can I just position myself and do the dodge attack? Dodge again, just get close to them, and he's just like, "Bring it! Come on, I'm here! I'm here!"
Okay, let's roll another d20.
Both of us?
Yeah, just you and me.
Just you and me. That's an 11, my friend.
Okay. 14. So that may or may not work.
Yeah. I was gonna say he'll get down underneath the water, but like I want to take the attack. I don't want to hide.
Tommy, what would you like to do?
Um,
Come on, Tommy.
that tentacle is still because he did. Oh no, that tentacle's gone now because
Yeah. It missed and came back up. Missed and came back up.
I am going to cast Cure Wounds on Mr. Valadier since he's been taking it pretty hard.
Yeah, yes.
And that is
making
going to,
sweet love to the dire wolf about 5 minutes ago, and
so that's going to give him another 5 points of healing.
now he's trying to
Right.
pretend to be the deep and loving this thing, tentacles and all.
Oh God.
And then I'm going to end my action there.
All right.
Yep.
Any boys fans out there?
Oh yeah. So
That is
Warren,
kind of messed up. The gill thing.
as you remain on this island, you see this tentacle begin to attack towards you. For 17, I don't know if that's going to hit or not.
That will hit.
That will hit. For 4 points of damage, and I need you to make a con save also.
Con save is a 16.
16. You feel this stinging, this abrasive acid, but you manage to shake it off. But you're grappled at this point, so I'll need you to make a strength check on your next turn.
Okay.
His other attack, he's got 3 people back by the front. Tommy, one more time. And that's going to miss as well with an 8. You see it come down, whoosh, snap back. Valadier, you begin to feel reinvigorated by Tommy and your own medicinal healing.
Doing some medicinal? That's what that smoke in here is.
Well,
Your
then,
420 healing.
No time for that.
The tentacle's moving up and down. I'm going to ready my action with my scimitars. So when it comes back for an attack, I want to take a swing at it.
Okay. Warren, go ahead and make that strength check to break free.
Well, I may actually. Before I make that, I'd like you to describe the situation a little bit better to me. So I am grappled by this tentacle.
Yeah, imagine you're on the sandbar.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the sandbar. You see coming down from the ceiling, this tentacle came down, snapped you, tried to poison you, and has wrapped itself around you at this point.
Okay. How far away is the actual body of this thing? How long is the tentacle?
About 20 feet away.
Oh, okay. Well, damn. Okay. Yeah. I will attempt to make a strength check to break this. That's not terrible. That's a 13.
That will miss.
Okay.
So you still remained restrained.
Okay. Am I restrained or am I grappled? Because
You're
it's two different
restrained.
conditions.
You're
Okay.
restrained.
Okay. I am going to take a moment and kind of with my, like, I kind of imagine like my hand is like half down this way. Summon my rapier into it and a little flash of flame, and then attempt to cut it.
Okay.
With a okay. But I'm restrained, so I have disadvantage.
You do. In fact, I'll tell you everything you've got right now. Oh, you probably already know, but for our listeners, a restrained creature speed becomes 0 and can't benefit from any bonuses from that speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage, and the creature has disadvantage on Dex saving throws.
So that is a 15 to hit.
That will miss.
Okay.
So you're trying to get the edge of this rapier into it, and you just can't. You can't find the leverage to get your wrist to do that.
Right. And that is my turn.
That is your turn, Dempsey.
All
you
right.
see so many feet away, Warren.
How far away? Because you said it's difficult terrain.
You guys are. You're back at the mouth of the which is 40 feet from the sandbar.
So I'm assuming it'd have to be like a double move to get over to Warren.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't even make it. That would only give you 30 feet.
All right. I'm gonna take a page out of Valadir's book, and I'm just gonna ready because it doesn't seem like it's positively gonna attack him. So he's just gonna ready, and if it comes down where he can hit it, he's gonna go for it.
Okay. Tell me.
Not much I can do here with that. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold my turn.
Okay.
Because all the tentacles, everything are all retracted, and I don't want to burn up spell slots at this point.
Okay, Warren, it's gonna attack you with advantage with its other tentacle.
Okay.
2 and a 1. Woo! So roll your d20 against me.
Okay.
I got a 7. What do you got?
Come on, Brian.
That is a 10.
A 10. It whips its own tentacle
Nice.
and actually releases you in the middle of that. You see both of its tentacles retract back up, and it kind of disappears into the mist of the stalactites.
Okay.
Valadir.
Is it visible?
It is not visible.
So I have a question. You said that the mist, when the original, I thought the mist got dissipated.
It was swirling, and when it starts to swirl,
okay,
you could see it start to move, and then when it came back up and the mist starts to settle in.
Okay.
I mean, you've got a general idea.
Got it.
Consider it being concealed at this point.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to advance the sandbar where Warren's at.
Okay.
And as I approach, Warren, we must hurry. Don't know if creature come back.
As you do you double move towards him?
I should be like 10 feet in by now, being drug in and dropped.
Okay, so if you double move, you'll
the
probably
mouth.
make it to the sandbar.
Okay.
So I figure you're 10 feet in. The double move will put you at the full 30 to the sandbar where you'll be next to Warren.
Yeah, I'll double move in
Okay.
to get there.
And then
There's nothing to attack. I'll just make the distance. I can't reach the chests or anything that are there, right?
No. You're just
Okay.
right on the shore, but you could see Warren basically just like.
All right.
Did I get that right?
I mean, I'm not being grappled anymore, but
If he's on the floor, I'll help him up.
No, he's not on the floor. He's good to go.
Okay. Then I'll just ready in case that creature does come back.
I will yell like with a hand back as he's approaching. Just don't come too close.
What? Come closer.
Warren, you see him approaching.
Okay. I'm going to kind of warn him to keep from getting too close, and then I'm gonna kind of look up where this creature kind of ascended back up towards the ceiling. Where this creature went up, is there any of the party members within about 15 feet of that space?
No.
Awesome.
You got 2 that are at the front, 2 that are
Oh,
on
God.
the island.
Okay. Right at the top of the ceiling, for maximum impact, right where that thing disappeared, I'm going to throw a shatter spell. And one thing to keep in mind about a shatter spell is it very specifically does double damage to objects. So I'm hoping also to the ceiling, possibly a couple of stalagmites, give this thing a little less cover.
Okay, so you're just gonna blast the ceiling, or are you blasting?
No, I'm going to try to blast it, but I'm going to try to blast it in such a way that reduces the cover, possibly even collapses some of the ceiling on it.
Okay. Dex save.
Well, the spell itself normally calls for a Constitution
Oh,
save.
con save. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Gonna warming up his hands before he
Yeah.
rolls that dice.
Give me some
Right.
damage.
Oh,
that
baby.
is- that is 16 points of thunder damage.
How many?
16.
So you see the ceiling of this shatter. You see stalactites begin to fall down, parts of the ceiling, and you see a portion of the ceiling as it's coming down. You see these tendrils coming from around the sides of it as this thing is springing it down into the water, and you just hear this thump, just as you see the water begin to turn a murky, reddish, bluish color. And you see the tendrils as they slowly try to get out from underneath the rock, to slowly just lose their enthusiasm and begin to just sink in to the water. It gets really quiet. You see that a lot of the steam begins to actually leave this fissure as you've managed to make a crack in the ceiling that leads up into the sky. And you feel the cool, fresh air begin to come down as the temperatures begin to even out with one another. And for a moment, you guys actually feel like you have a moment of respite. What would you guys like to do?
Like, just kind of like sitting there, like hand extended towards the sky where the shatter spell just went off, and just like breathing for a moment, looking around. Is it still moving?
MC's got his shield over Tommy, like for, stones and stuff. He's like, I think you're good.
What the hell was that?
Your boy's got some magic.
Valadier, are you okay?
Nah, but let's grab chest and get the hell out.
Who's
So
the
tell me
rogue?
what you would like to do.
Well, let's after a moment of making sure that this thing is not moving anymore, I do turn to the others and say, we should definitely get out of here, but let's just see if these skeletons have got any sort of identification, like any insignia or anything on their equipment. We can certainly return them to the townsfolk in case anyone has been missing someone for some time.
Okay, go and make an investigation check as you begin digging through these bodies, these bones, basically.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, nice. Not quite an actual 20, but that is a 24 total.
Nice.
The two of the bodies are in such a stage of, I don't want to say decomposition, but just they've been there for so long and so much of them have been eaten away that you can't find anything. But on the third body, you see what appears to be some kind of like a shield or a star close to the chest, almost as though he is possibly in law enforcement.
Mm-hmm. Do I recognize the insignia as anything? Does it have like the crest of Belhaim or some other known order?
Ironically, it does not contain the name of Belhaim on the star.
Okay.
But with other neighboring counties around, it's possible that this individual could have came from there, from a different place. It's really difficult to tell.
And then I turn to the others and say, we can definitely limit our time in here, but I think the major threat is gone. I'm also curious what this creature was doing in here, and I don't know enough about it to identify it. A little
Certainly
time
not
if you'd like.
anymore. Not through dental records.
Dempsey just runs over and punches the thing right in the face. And he's like, "Screw you, Fanucci."
You don't even see it there, handsome.
Damn it.
It's underneath a piece of stone that's maybe 4 feet thick. That when it came down, it just exploded its bulbous head to the point where this piece of stone is basically another landmass in this large room. So you can't even find this thing at this point. You see some of its tentacles are almost floating on top of the water, but they're lifeless at this point.
You guys like calamari? So he'll move over, and he's less concerned with the chests. He's just looking at the skeletons and waiting for the next shoe to drop. So as these guys are investigating whatever's here, he's just going to still be watching out for danger.
Okay. I don't have much skill with chests that may or may not be guarded. I don't know if anyone here does. I will take a second though and look at them with my learned eye and see if anything is protected by magic of some kind or another.
Make your Arcana check.
That is a 16.
16. The smaller ones do not seem to have any Arcana emanating from them, but the larger one does seem to have some form of magic emanating from the lock itself.
Okay. I will point to the smaller ones and say, these ones don't seem to be protected, at least by magic, but this one does.
Should we try to...
Yeah.
Perhaps we try open.
Okay.
Dempsey, do you have big hammer?
I make an after you gesture.
He's like, "I am a hammer."
All right, hammer time. What are you going to do?
So it is locked. I can't just open it. I'll reach out and try to. You didn't specifically say it was locked.
Nobody
You just
specifically said they were going to try.
Yeah, he's gonna try to open it.
Okay, it's locked.
Fuck.
We changed technique.
We say we don't try lock. Is it locked?
This is my fear. A lot of times, if you try to force a lock, it breaks whatever inside.
Mm-hmm.
Did any of you guys have any way to break open a lock?
We had stubby.
Had.
I said past tense. Had. Rest in
Yes.
peace.
Gives him the cross. Das Vadanya.
Well, barring that, we pick these things up and take them somewhere we can break them open in peace. I don't know if
It's
you
certainly
like.
an option.
How do they weigh? How much do they weigh?
Well, you guys, somebody attempts to pick them up or what?
I'll pick it up.
Okay. The smaller ones would probably weigh about 40 pounds each. The larger one is probably over 100 pounds. It's not, with the depth of the water, you're probably going to need 2 people to do it.
This is kind of gaming the system, but with Eldritch Blast, could you just like focus the fire, make it like a pinprick, and just take that thing like a freaking butane?
Eldritch Blast is you're either going to hit the space it occupies or the space next to the space it occupies. So it doesn't get the singe effect.
You can't just like
You can't
narrow
just
it down
laser
to
it.
a little thing.
And not only that, but that specific fire damage from the Eldritch Blast is not from Eldritch Blast. It's from me being me.
Well, if let's say there's no other threats, I feel like we could, between the taller characters, we could just pick these things up and take them out and go somewhere. We could get a crowbar, we could get something and actually break into these things. Kind of leave.
Taller characters.
Take the peak.
Yeah.
Like a bottle opener.
Yeah, he's like, if you want to give it a try, that's fine. But this, you may not like dragging this thing through the 4 feet of water.
You mean you dragging it through the water?
He's happy to do it. Can Dempsey pick it up by himself? 140 pounds? Is it 40 pounds?
The small ones are 40. The other one is
Oh
over 100.
yeah, he can deadlift that. And just like
Well, how much does Father Hammerbane weigh? Armor and all.
Oh, armor and all? Oh, jeez.
Just
I
round
don't
it
know.
out. More
I
than
don't-
180?
I was going to say, it's probably about 170, 180.
Yeah, at least.
It's like we strap this
Like
thing on.
he himself probably weighs at least 170, 180. Saying nothing about the rest of the gear that he's wearing.
Yeah.
Just these dense dwarven bones. You can only imagine what kind of logs he fires out. It's like,
Have shit bigger
Drops
than
just
you,
like
boy.
that tentacles out of the ceiling.
We got 2 testicles catching us. This is ridiculous. Yeah, if we can move these things, let's just pull them out, take them somewhere, and bust them open in a barn somewhere.
One thing I do want to do as well, though, is take like the last maybe foot of a tentacle and see if I can find like the beak mouth and just very unceremoniously just be like and take that thing out.
well, the beak, as well as the rest of the body, is under this large piece of stone that's underwater.
I'm still gonna take a minute and see if I can like locate it.
Okay.
And I don't have any desire to like perfectly preserve the beak. I want something that is so specifically alien to toss in front of the Baroness and be like, look what your wizard left for us.
Comma, bitch.
Roll your
There's always a
D20 there,
comma.
Warren.
A D20, you
God,
say?
these fucking dice today. Holy shit.
It's cold, brother.
That is a natural 20.
Well, all right. Beats my 3. So you follow this tentacle down underwater in your search, and you actually feel part of the beak hanging out from underneath the stone. Almost that was probably the side that it was trying to escape this falling thunderous avalanche from before it completely got crushed. But you do have a piece of it, so if you want to rip that off, make a strength check.
Oh dear. That is holy shit. It's another.
One.
No, it's another. It's another 20. It is another 20.
So, with the adrenaline still pumping through your body, you reach down, you find the beak, and you actually rip this thing out, and you get this beak, and
That
manage.
CrossFit's working out for you, Warren.
Yeah, right.
Well, I figure I'm hanging out with you. Something should be rubbing off.
Yeah, it is.
All
right.
Wrong choice of words. Moving
So,
on.
is your goal to take all of these chests out of the cave and bring them to the clearing? Is that what you plan on
Yes.
doing? Okay. We'll say it probably takes you about 20 minutes to get all these things out, going through the deep water, to get Tommy out as well. And eventually he
Yes.
says,
Like holding the
Passion.
torch in his mouth, and he's got 2 of the little chests. And just, oh, God, look at
I imagined us like holding the chest handle to handle and Father Hammerbane like on top
yeah.
of the chest. Just
faster,
like, yeah,
boys.
this way.
You're doing a good job.
So you guys make your way back out to the clearing. You manage to bring the largest chest out last. And you got to set up an array amongst the carnage of the 4 dire wolves and the 3 dead bodies. And there you have them.
Is there anything like taking 20, or I mean, what options do we have? We're gonna break up with some locked shit.
Well,
Can we
when
do
you're-
it in a controlled way?
When you're dealing with something that's locked, you're not really taking 20.
Yeah.
You only have choices of trying to pick the lock, break the lock, or unlock the lock.
You could try breaking the lock. What's the what would it be? It wouldn't just be perception to see the condition of the lock, see if the metal's like rotted. Oh, I got an idea. Tell me if this will work. If I use, oh, never mind. I thought I had it here for some strange reason. I thought I had heat metal. I do, actually. If I use heat metal, can I get that thing to essentially expand to the point where it breaks off?
You could do that, and I could hit it with my shield, maybe make it weak.
Well, as it's... I don't think the metal is taking the damage as it is what is wearing the metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, any
Yeah.
creature in physical contact with the object takes 2d8 fire damage when you cast the spell.
Okay.
So it's
I could
it's
see the
something
wood
wearing it.
taking damage then.
But everything's iron band to the point where I would assume if you were going to put a lock on it, you would want it to be secured.
Well, they're wooden chests that are iron banded. The iron bands are usually designed to keep the wood together because it's made out of multiple slats. So they put the bands of the iron. It's like the old barrels back in the day. You have all these slats of wood, and they would put iron bands around the barrel to keep all the slats
Wood from
together.
expanding.
Yeah, exactly. And so they wouldn't fall off, and then you would coat the inside of the barrel to make it waterproof, if that's what you were
Honestly,
using it for.
if we want to safely get inside of these, if we can take our time and haul them, we do have an ally in town who may have some more
Blacksmith?
resources.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too, but I didn't know if we want to involve somebody, but I'm good with it.
He has proved himself to be a good, reliable individual, and quite likely there's a decent chance that anything that we find inside that would be of value, we would probably wind up selling. So,
Okay.
But what if
we-
perhaps we put blacksmith in danger by revealing items? Who knows? Or might get greedy and might take extra part.
I think he's seen what we can do. I'm less worried about that.
Yeah, we'll make it worth his while.
Okay, so figure right now it's probably close to about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You got 3 chests that weigh 40 pounds each, and the larger one that weighs 100 pounds. Without water helping assist with the buoyancy, how do you want to move these? How do you want to do this?
There's 4
And
chests.
we're like
4
an
chests.
hour. We're like an hour out of Belhaim.
Give or take 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes, depends on your speed. But if you're humping these things back to town, it would probably take you a little longer.
Oh, absolutely.
I remember I bought 2 40-pound dumbbells at the swap meet and had to walk them back to my car. I started off with a great head of steam, but I tell you, as I started getting closer to the car, I had to keep putting them down. You know,
Armor
and that's 80
carries.
pounds though. That's not 100 pounds, but those are 2 40s. So
I'm thinking of, here's just Valadier's idea. If we take one of the smaller chests and tie it off like a backpack, and then everyone can grab a handle on a chest, and we'll do like elephants, trunk to tail, you know, and we'll single filely line and kind of walk
Nuts to
back to town
butts.
that way. Yeah. I mean, that's the way that everyone can. Otherwise, we're going to be encumbered by a lot of the weight, and we're just going to be like, all right, I need a break.
Well, the other idea, we could send somebody up to Bacchus, kind of explain, maybe even take one of the chests between 2 people and say, hey, man, we got this stuff. Do you have a carriage or something we could go? He could come with us as part of we need your help. I mean, a blacksmith's got to have a freaking cart or something, right? Like, grab a horse, dude.
Yeah. Send an Uber.
Yeah. Get on the app.
I mean,
Grubhub.
frankly, at this point, my concern would just Hunclay was very obviously up to
No good.
collectively no good. I'm sure he saw a meaningful goal at the end that would benefit at least him. But I do not believe that the Baron understands the threat that he may very well have posed to Belhaim. My concern is if there is evidence of that in here.
You don't want to, like, disturb the evidence or dispose
It
of it
is
by
it is-
accident.
Yes, that's more my concern. Is I don't want us to recklessly get in here and destroy evidence accidentally.
Father
I-
Hammerbane, what are your ideas? I don't mean to ruin prayer time.
Oh, the sun's getting awfully low, gentlemen, and we all look a little haggard. I'm concerned about pulling these chests into town. Dempsey, I kind of liked your idea that somebody goes forward and comes back and helps us with these. We're not 100%. I don't think that we we could really drag these.
No. Decidedly not.
You two want
Perhaps,
to?
perhaps somebody with a little diplomacy can go forward into town.
I was gonna say he
Help
was
us.
a big fan of Dempsey. He did admire you. You might win his good side.
Me and Warren go ahead, have a little adventure. He's like, "Damn it! I wanted to listen to the music."
Perhaps we could bury these chests. Who knows? I don't like the idea of splitting the party up, especially with Dempsey leaving.
We do have 4 dire wolves outside. We just put it up like I was covering meat last time.
You do it like a
Put one of the
tauntaun.
dead wolves on your back, and you could walk on all fours like you're the wolf.
Mm-hmm.
You could put one of the dead bodies in your mouth and act like you're dangerous.
He's gone rabid.
We should not split the party.
Agreed.
If we're only a few 10, 15 minutes outside of town, perhaps.
No,
somebody-
you're further than that. You're closer to an hour
Yeah.
outside.
Oh, I thought
I
you
don't-
said
between
10 or
4
15 minutes.
No, I said
don't
give or
think-
take
no.
10, 15 minutes. He asked if you were an hour out of town. I said between 45 to an hour.
Ah, got it. Okay.
Yeah, I
Mage
think-
hand don't travel that far.
We either dig a little hole, or we just put it under some leaves, something like that. Like nobody's coming out here.
Cover it with the corpses.
Yeah.
The wolf corpse.
People or other things may be drawn to that. And what if an animal is like, ooh, free meal, and just drags
Raven.
the corpse away?
Bury it
no.
under.
I would say
I-
just throw it in the water, but I don't
Well-
think these things are watertight, and I don't want to mess up evidence, like you said.
The more
Yeah.
time we spend here, the sun keeps getting lower and lower. We need to make a
Let's-
decision.
Let's put them in some bushes and take a little time to camouflage it.
Yeah.
Let's
Broken
take one of
branches.
this. Let's take one of the smaller chests with us, and we'll go and speak with Bacchus.
Sounds like a decision's been made. Let's move on. Autobots, roll out.
Nice.
All right, up to me.
Yes.
So let me get this. Let me understand your story. So you guys are going to stash
Yeah.
2 of the small ones and the large one. Grab a small one, and the 4 of you are going to take it into town to go see Bacchus. Right?
Yeah. Wait, how many small chests were there?
3.
3. Okay, then yes, that's what we're doing.
Okay. Give me your marching order. Who's carrying the chest? Who 2?
Dempsey or Valadier.
We could take kind of shifts. We could do, like left hand, hold it for a while, go to the right hand, hold it for a while. Are there any kind of handles on this thing? Or is it
Not
just
really.
straight up?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, you just get up underneath the left side of it, and I'll get underneath the right side of it and go.
Okay, so you
Like
two
you said,
guys
it's
are
not-
humping this together. Are you guys lead the pack? Is Warren in front? Is Tommy in front? Who's in the back? Are you both in the back?
I'll go ahead and be in front.
Okay.
Keep an eye out. If Tommy wants to bring up the rear.
I'll bring up the rear.
middle. Yeah, you will.
So you guys make your way through the foliage and eventually make your way back to the dirt road that led you as far as it was. As you guys are making your time, everybody make a perception check.
I perceive that we're going to be rolling initiative.
Tell me what you got.
Perception, you say?
Yeah.
It's going to be a 22.
Oh, Warren.
It's going to be an 18.
Dempsey.
17.
Valadier.
Dempsey, perhaps we would have sanded bottom of chest with a 9. I'm
9.
concentrating on something else.
Yeah, you are concentrating on knowing that Dempsey seems to be not carrying the full weight of his end. You seem to be more than your
He takes his
lion's
hands off.
share
and
of
it's-
this chest.
Yes.
But the other 3 of you, as you guys are moving
What?
down the road, you're actually moving at a pretty good clip. You see what appears to be an individual walking the same road, heading towards Belhaim. He's wearing like a brown outfit, leather and whatnot. You see he's got this large red hat with this big blue feather tucked in it. And he appears to be talking to himself, and you could kind of hear him say, well, it's going to be a good plan. It will be a good plan. It's got to be a good plan. It will work out. It will work out. It will work out. And he's just kind of like humming to himself, talking to himself as he's walking. Seems to be focused in on whatever he's doing. He's probably about 40 feet in front of you and really hasn't heard you guys come up yet.
So is he like actually walking, or is he kind of like just standing there appearing
No,
to be
he's
talking
walking.
to himself? Oh, okay.
He's probably not walking as fast as you guys are walking for whatever reason, but you guys are moving at a pretty good clip.
Okay.
And it's probably about 5 o'clock at this point.
Okay. We'll just kind of approach him. Is there anything that is distinctly identifiable about who or what kind of person that he is by his garments?
It's a pimp.
He seems to have a sword on his hip. He's got pouches all about him. He looks more flashy than anything else, more flamboyant. With the way
maybe he is a pimp.
You know, the way how he's
got 3 ladies with him, you know.
Clothes are, and his red hat with the big blue pimp feather in it. You know, it's looking like he's getting ready to, you know.
Does he have a cane?
Slap. No, he doesn't have a cane. Got goldfish in his shoes though. No.
Nice.
As Dempsey's starting, or Dempsey, sorry, as Valadier's starting to notice that everyone's slowing down to take note of this guy, can I make a perception check to see if his attire's more performance based, like if he's an entertainer?
Oh.
As well as Valadier?
What skill do you want to use to determine that?
I can let you pick. I mean, perception, there's
Skill of gayness.
Gayness. Let me see. I would say investigation.
Either investigation or, yeah, probably investigation. Or just say an intelligence check.
Okay, it's going to be an 11.
11? You really can't tell from his attire. I know you being a very flashy individual, you've probably seen plenty of performers on stage or wherever, or in the bed. And he doesn't appear to be either one of those two camps. But he definitely looks odd.
He's a manager of certain performers. That's what it is. Let's just walk by this guy. He doesn't seem to be a problem.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking.
Give him the old, just so he's not startled as we walk by.
On your left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So as I ring the bell, left.
As you guys start moving past him, and he kind of knocks him out of his reverie, and he looks back and sees the 4 of you, and he's kind of taken back briefly, and he goes, "Oh, pardon me, I apologize. Let me get out of the way. Are you by chance heading into Belhaim?"
There's no other towns that are immediately on this road.
No, they are not. May I join you? I've been on the road for a long time, and I would prefer a little bit of company. No?
I'm just gonna take a quick insight of this guy. Does he just genuinely seem like road weary? Freaking natural 20, so a total of 21.
Nice.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like he's out to get you. He looks like he's been on the road for a little while. Definitely looks like his mind's kind of elsewhere, like he's preoccupied, and you truly did come upon him without him knowing.
Where are you from, and where are you coming from?
I am from one of the northern towns. I'm on my way into Belhaim for my master to attend the auction tomorrow.
Yeah, yes.
I am from a small town in Belxen, and looking to see what may be available for the auction. We were invited to come down by the Baroness.
Excellent. I'm sure your master will find quite a few things that would pique his interest. I've heard that there are some unusual trinkets there.
That is what I hope so for.
Yeah, Warren's going to the auction.
I'm sorry?
Warren, and he's like pointing. Dempsey's just like, yeah, he's going to be there too.
Oh, I look forward to seeing you there. My name is Clossier.
Clossier. My name is Warren. Pleasure. These are my companions. Just give him a moment to introduce himself.
He looks at
Does so.
the
Yeah.
four of you in turn, and then he looks down at the chest. He says, "Yes, I do look forward to seeing you in the auction. Perhaps next session."
Yeah.
Indeed.
Au revoir.
Oui, oui.
Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible. And if you like what you're listening to, leave us that 5-star rating and review. We've also got a YouTube channel at Roll the Hard 20, so if you're into watching, head on over there and hit that like bell, and don't forget to subscribe. We can also be found in the wild on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so don't forget to check us out and look for us out there. You can also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com, or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com, where you can also download the current show directly and view our archives and galleries. We got a lot of interesting stuff posted there, so head on over. And finally, join us on our Patreon page at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast, where you can become a hard slinger and pick up swag. So until next session, keep your dice warm and your glass topped off as you roll those hard 20s.